And then you secure your treasure root, and then the day before the February 2nd, they're all like, he's gonna come and talk to you, Joker. We know that for a fact. One of the things I found interesting, which sure, whatever. When you're in Mementos, some of the lines that Akechi has are definitely when he's with you with Sainijima. Because, like, some of his lines will be all chipper and happy, and then other lines will just be like, fuck you. So, Maruyuki comes to visit you, talks things over, and you basically are like, yeah, I know why you're doing this. And he kind of, like, is talking like, why shouldn't everybody be happy, trying to, like, get you on his side. Akechi is outside just listening, and Maruyuki's like, yeah, this concerns both of you. You should come on in.
Well, this is new content for me, because he was not listening out that room for me. It was just a one-on-one conversation. Actually, Morgana was there as well. But yeah, because I didn't do the glove thing, he was not there for me.
Oh, yep. Okay. So, oh yeah, because you need to do this in order to get his level 3 persona.
Which I ain't.
So, yeah, he walks in, and then via clues in the conversation, you realize in the real world, Akechi is very dead.
Very, very deceased.
So and Akechi knows. And he's like, he basically has this whole scene where he's just like, I'm not going to have my fate decided for me. I'm tired of people pulling my puppet strings. I'm doing this. I know what's going to happen, and I'm glad to do it. That's where I was just like, okay, all right, you have gained a lot of points.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. He's just like, I know I'm dead, but I don't want this fucker controlling me like Shido did. And so Maruyuki is like, you know, if you don't come tomorrow, I'll accept that as you accepting my offer. And he walks away, and then Goro basically is just like, what are you going to do, Joker? And right then and there is when you can decide, I'm accepting his offer, and Akechi just gets pissed at you and walks away. But then the next time you see him, he's all chipper and happy because his reality got warped. I'm just like, that was another thing I was like, ooh, this is dirty. This is wrong. Akechi's all friendly and chummy with everyone. I'm like, this is very wrong. But because like in the things in this scene where Akechi is like telling you like how resolved he is in his answer, like Joker's things is like, but if we go back, and Akechi's like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I'll check that out.
And because yeah, I remember. And one of the things where he's just like, the fact that you're even considering accepting his offer is a betrayal of the promise that we made before this. And then when you accept, right at that moment, literally the last possible moment that you can do it, you get his level 3 persona, which is a darker version of Robin Hood, basically.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, ooh, that looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also liked how their personas are just like a fusion of their level 1 and level 2, and then you just see the level 1 and the level 2 just looking at each other, and then they fuse. And it's like, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his is basically just a fusion of Loki and Robin Hood. And then from there, you go and fight Maruyuki. Very interesting battle. So it's like you fight him with his persona, and his persona keeps evolving basically throughout the boss fight. There are points where it's just like, yeah, magic ain't gonna do shit to me. Physical ain't gonna do shit to me. He's like constantly recovering and buffing. And
you gotta fight him and his persona. It's not just fight the persona and then you beat the persona, he dies. No, you gotta fight them both.
Yeah. And then after that, you seemingly steal his treasure, which is a torch, because he is trying to carry the torch of mankind. And I love, it's like you get out of his palace and everything. It's like, okay, things are good. But then he escapes. He then just like a Jedi is just like, nope, my treasure. Takes it back. Then you fight him again, except he super evolves his persona into the size of the god that he is trying to take over, basically the god of control. Fight him for a bit, and then you realize, okay, we can't touch this guy. It's like you damage Maruyuki enough. He's like, oh, I see. I'm still holding on to my own like rationale or my own thoughts and dreams. I need to let go of my dreams too and accept pure happiness. And his persona basically probes him. And that's when
he gets absorbed within the persona and he's just in there.
And that's when you're just like fighting. It's like, okay, what the hell do we do? You just have to keep blocking, basically. And then Futaba's like, all right, as he's punching, his head is weak. And that's where you get the cutscene that we had mentioned earlier of, it's like, all right, like, what can we do? And then one last punch comes down and all of them are blocking it. The rest of your party is just like, all the shit that we've been through now, this is nothing. Hurry up. And then, just the scene of Joker wiring up. And granted, he steals a line from another video game, I will say. Another popular video game character. He steals a line from Dante. Gets up there, just pulls the pistol out in this god's face and just jackpot. Manages to destroy the persona. Place is really crumbling. And then we get probably the best bit of development for Morgana, where the highway that they're on is just collapsing. And they're like, crap, what do we do? What do we do? It's like, Morgana, you can turn into a car. Why can't you turn into something that flies? Wait, why can't I? And turns into a cat copter. Super cramped cat copter, and everyone's like in there like, wait, where's Joker? They look down, just on the grappling hook. It's just like, yep, we're good here.
Chilling, looking cool.
Then Maruyuki latches onto Joker, is trying to pull them all down. Joker lets go of the grappling hook. Gets down there. As he lands, Joker realizes, oh, my mask is gone. They're like, yep, we both can't use our personas right now. And you just start punching the shit out of each other.
It's that Naruto last fight where it's just like, well, we got these two fists. Guess where these are going.
And then you... I don't think you can lose that. Finally, deliver the last punch to Maruyuki. He's just like, and this whole time he's like, this is my dream. I tried so hard. Why are you going against me? He just doesn't understand. But you kind of like slowly whittle him down. He kind of realizes just like you have an unshakable will. It's no going against it. He seemingly, or no. He is about to fall to his death. Joker grabs him, and Maruyuki's basically accepting, just like, you should probably just let me go. But again, Joker's just like, nah, it's my way or the highway. And then, as he's about to fall, helicopter comes around. Sly smirk. goes back. They cut away, and one of the things that so it cuts to the Velvet Room. That's where it goes, and Lavenza is like, now that you've solved this, history is going to proceed as it should have, which means the ending of Persona 5 is going to resume.
Yeah.
So
we didn't talk about Lavenza and her little meeting in the office.
Oh, yeah.
Maruka's office.
Where she falls
because
asleep.
We get a little more personality for her there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. It was nothing big. It was just her explaining exactly, hey, the world is messed up. Here's how. Here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what we got to do.
And this is where she goes into the attic. So then you go back and you have been in jail. Also, Morgana seemingly disappeared. And this is one of my favorite lines from Futaba in the new game, where Morgana is like gone. So like, what happened to Morgana? Like, where'd she go? Or where'd he go? And then they're all worried. And then he walks in like he did before. And Futaba's rehash jokes are the worst. And I love how it's like literally the same acted lines. Like it is the same 2 lines too that Morgana has. But then everybody realizes, oh yeah, Joker's in jail right now. And then this goes into, again, like the confidants coming back into play, where it cuts to all of the confidants rallying to like, this guy is innocent. He's convicted of crimes that he did not commit. Like Yoshida, the politician, it's like a bright man is having his future stolen from him right now. If we can't do anything to help him, then what right do we have to try and lead?
I really like him.
Yes.
He's one of the lower confidants. Nobody really likes him, but I really like him. He offers some good stuff, and he has a lot of... His story is really good. I like him. And one of his ending lines is amazing. He goes, everybody follow your dreams. Do what you aspire to do, and I will support you because that's what I aspire to do.
Yeah.
I went, yeah.
I just remembered a confidant we forgot. Iwa. The airsoft gun.
Yeah, boy. He was fine.
Mafia.
I liked him.
So you go through that, and everybody petitioning to help, what have you. Your teammates managed to track down the woman who was the witness who Shido paid off. She testifies that what actually happened, and you get released. And at that point, there's a couple of things that you do. There is Valentine's Day, which whoever you romanced, you either go on a date with them. If you romanced everybody shows up and beats the shit out of you.
No, after you go on a date with whoever you were with, and then they come up and beat the crap out of you.
Okay. And then
you still get your date with Haru. Don't get it twisted. I still got mine.
And then if you romance nobody like me, you just hang out with Sojiro, Yusuke, and Ryuji.
Oh my goodness. I gotta see that.
And you get the chocolate that you get is from Ryuji. It's just like a Hershey's mini. It's great.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Ryuji tries and asks for advice with Sojiro of like, how do you pick up chicks, man? It's pretty good. And then the next day you get friend chocolate from every girl.
Oh my goodness.
All of them.
Yikes.
But then the next day you do is White Day, which is, it's like on Valentine's Day, the girls give the boys chocolates. And then on White Day, the boys give the girls chocolates and do something special for them. But again, if you didn't romance anybody, Your white day is getting a gift for Sojiro for how nice he was to you at the end. You buy him flowers. It's nice.
Okay, that's nice. If you do white day, you get to go on. You ask Sojiro, hey, what's the best place for me to go? And he's like, well, there's this really fancy restaurant, but it's booked up 100%. But if you just mention my name, you'll get a table. And then you do that, and you invite whoever you want to invite. You go to the aquarium, and they're like, yeah, aquariums are really nice. And then you go out to the dinner, and you give them a big old bunch of flowers. The window opens up, and they're like really high on the skylines. I think you went there with Oya one time. Anyway,
you went there with Hifume.
Hifume, that's who it was. Yeah, but it's just and it's overlooking the city. Is really pretty. It's just like, hey, thank you for, and it's all it's what you expect. It's nothing really special, but it's nice to see everybody.
Yeah, I want to see. So I watched some of like the cutscenes on YouTube. But the thing is, people who, like, the first YouTubers to get that out were the ones that romance everybody. So a chunk of the aquarium scene is like, even though you were a fucking douchebag.
Yeah. A lot of them were like that. It was just like, is this an apology for Valentine's Day? I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
And then after that, you get to the last day of you living with Sojiro, because since your name was cleared, you're gonna move back with your parents. Which
pause. We gotta back up a little bit. At one point in time, you're having a party and everybody's there, and Ryuji's like, "Hey, everybody, got a little bit of an announcement to make.
Yeah.
I'm changing schools. I'm leaving town right on the day that he's leaving town." And then Haru and Makoto like, "Yeah, we're going to college," and Anz is like, "Yeah, I'm going overseas." And Yusuke's like, I'm staying here. And Futaba's like, I'm going to school as well. But she's also staying there. So Yusuke and Futaba are going to be there. I ain't a shipper. But I'm just saying. And Morgana's going as well. So everybody's splitting up. And that was a thing that was added for Royal. And that made me really sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... I forgot about that.
Yeah, because once Ryuji was like, yeah, I'm going to the school right next to the place is a rehab center, so I'm gonna try to get my knee a little bit better. I'm like, good for you, Ryuji. That's good for you. It sucks that he's leaving, but at least everybody. And then Haru and Makoto's just like, we're going off to college. We out of here. And like, well, at least there's On. I'm going overseas. I'm like, oh, they're all just leaving, and Yusuke's just like, I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm poor.
I forgot to, if you accept Mariyuki's offer, one of the things as far as like you living your best life is Sojiro's like, I'ma adopt you.
Yeah.
Stay here forever. So on the last day that you're around, you basically go and talk to everybody and they give you a special item, which gives you perks on your second playthrough where you get some of the abilities before you actually unlock them on the Persona track. Again, Futaba breaking my heart. Once you say goodbye to everybody, she just starts crying as you're leaving, just like, thank you for everything. I'm like,
and she says something to the effect of like, I'm not gonna cry and you're not gonna cry and we're gonna be just fine. I went, oh, you precious little baby.
Yeah, I forgot, like, when you romance her, like, she has her list and, like, all the things she's, like, trying to do, go to school, go somewhere by myself, like, so many things, and, like, the last thing on the list is be okay without you, and when you romance her, it's just like, I don't think I can complete this part of my list. It's like, oh!
Yeah.
But yeah, and then this is where the actual ending. I gotta say too, like, I forgot when I finished the game that the air quotes ending of this game is like 2 hours long with all the confidant stuff. And another thing too, which is fun with the ending, is as you like walk around, there's like the people that you helped out in confidant tracks. So like as you're walking around in the subway, you meet up with Makoto's friend. And she's like, yeah, I'm actually trying to study hard and do good. Makoto, like, she really knocked some sense into me. Good luck out there. Hope we see each other again. Keep in touch. I'm like, that's
little stuff like
nice.
that. It's like, you didn't have to do that.
So you get to the ending, and the ending is normal-ish for the most part. It's like Joker starts trying to make his way to the subway. And then he is walking and spots a truck or a van and sees, hey, it's the Phantom Thieves. Everybody's there. And as he's about to get in, they see a car that looks like undercover police, and they're like talking into a radio and watching them because there's still suspects as to being Phantom Thieves. And in Persona 5, they actually just get in the car and drive, and then they just decide to drive Joker home. This one, they change it up. Instead, as they're like nervous about the cops being there, and then a taxi pulls up, and it's Maruyuki. He's like, hey, we can, you get in the car, and then it's like, we'll lead them on a wild goose chase. So Maruyuki drives you to the train station. You get out, kind of say a parting word to him. Phantom Thieves pull up, give their parting words, and then drive away. You have the briefest of interactions with Yoshizawa.
I hated it.
I'm about
like, give me more with her.
I'm about to.
I'm like, that's it?
Yeah, I want to save my thoughts for the end. And then Joker gets on the train, has like a moment where it's like he sees his reflection as the Phantom Thief in his he sees the reflection of himself as a Phantom Thief in the window of the train. He's like, okay, like he kind of has like a smirk, and then there's a hint of, oh, Goro is alive, maybe, dun dun dun, who knows? And then the game ends. I really don't like this change. All of it. Personally. One, why the hell is Maruyuki a cab driver?
Yeah.
Of all the things, like he could have still been a counselor and helped people.
Yeah.
Could have been doing that.
I understand that he's like, I got to start over from ground zero, but it's just like, a cab driver? Really? Maybe he wants to meet people? Wasn't really explained.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he would have like gave like a spiel in the ending where it's just like, you're a cab driver, you're hearing typically people will bitch and moan about the problems, and he's like trying to help at a more ground level. Sure. Yeah. I'd be okay with that. Mm-hmm. But they don't say that. And the brief chit chat with Yoshizawa, especially if you romanced her.
Absolutely.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I did not understand that. I was just like, I like this. I'm like, I'm finally done with this game. Good. Boom, boom, boom. And then she comes up just like, yes, Yoshi's out. And then she just sort of nods. She's just like, see you later. And just walks off. I'm like, what, is that it? Is she going to like turn around and hug or nope, that's just it.
Yeah.
And I just really did not dig that.
Yeah. Not a fan of that. Like the Goro Catchy thing? Sure. Whatever. I don't care about that. The overarching thing, though, too, that I didn't like was the original ending of Persona 5. It's like they see the cops there, and the whole thing was them, like, being independent and, like, fuck the shitty adults and what have you. So them, like, being all excited about, ditching the cops and what have you, that to me was, like, in character. And they ended the game together as friends and having a good time and what have you. And just the fact that it was just, like, they were concerned when the cops were there, and then Maruyuki swoops in to save the day, and then they just kind of have like a goodbye, and then drive away. Mm-hmm. It didn't jive with me like the last ending did.
Yeah, 100%.
It didn't really tie the bow when the last 100%. Ending did. So yeah, like the new anime cutscene, I was like, yeah, you throw in Maruyuki and Yoshizawa, but why?
Yeah, it needed another draft, or maybe don't do it as anime so you can do whatever you need to do, have as much time as you need to have, because with anime, it time constraints and all that stuff, budget, blah, blah, blah. just don't have it be anime and just have all the time that you need for a nice little goodbye. Thank you for everything. I'm accepting myself now. Goodbye. I'm just helping people at ground level, like you said. This thing, that thing. But yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, everything else about this game is just nom 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 nom.
Yeah.
So good.
One tiny little thing, I definitely feel like they made it too easy. They gave you a lot more options to advance, and a lot of things are easier, and very few things are more difficult. So you got the passive abilities.
Besides
like
the Okumura fight.
Yeah, boy. But yeah, you got you got the passive abilities. You got stuff like fusion alarms would buff up your either your items or your persona fusions.
Yeah.
You got like
the ammo
fusions that you can fuse online, and they'll have better stats and better attacks and things like that. They made a lot of things easier like that, and I was just like, maybe pull that or make a couple things more difficult, like the exploding guy. You know, if you attack him and you don't kill him, he'll hit you back. But if you do kill him, he'll kill everybody. Like, okay, give a little more tit for tat like that, or and you know, things like making certain characters less resistant to guns and things like that. Take away resistance, add resistances and buffs and things like that. I would like to blow a little bit more of that. And I think all of the boss fights were revamped with either another element like She-Ho coming up, or a whole nother level or stage or something like that. All of them were revamped, or at least most of them. So that's good. But just like from character to character, ground level stuff. Like at a certain point, if you're so high above level, you can just run into characters and just explode them.
Yep.
And that's like...
that was the entire last dungeon for me.
But yeah, if you crank up the level, that doesn't happen. So yeah. But yeah, that's my issue. I definitely... It did feel good, you know, just being powerful, just walking around, just going... This character, this is ice. This thing is weak to ice. I got King Frost. King Frost does 50% more ice. We can hurt it real bad and get it down. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, that was just my
myriad of truths.
And also, I discovered really early that the DLC personas, you can just get them for free. So you can just get like a level 99 at level 1. I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to do this, but the option was there. If something like the Okumura fight where you're just like, oh my god, and then you just go, give me that level 99.
You could do that in the first game too, though.
Yeah. Oh, could you?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't get the DLC for the first game, so I didn't know about that. But
yeah. Did you complete all of the challenge battles for the twins?
I completed them all, but I didn't get like all of the highest level things.
I did. The Persona 3 and Persona 4 fights. Boy.
Oh boy.
They were
fun.
They were fun. They were tough to get the 3 stars, especially just because I didn't have I looked up some guides online and they had like super min-max personas. I'm like, I don't have this, so I'm chomping at the bit as far as like getting just enough for getting the points, because the accessories you get for beating them are very good. But yeah, I forgot too, just like how in those games how people did personas differently. Persona 3, you shoot yourself in the head.
Shoot yourself right in the head. Everybody got a gun and you just cap.
I also love too, where it's just like, oh, that's Yuri Lowenthal. Oh, that's Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah, it is. New Morgana. Yep, that's just Bryce Peppenbrook. Get in there. Just have all the protagonists in there.
I thought, just because in the cutscenes that it is that new voice, but after during that week where you're going to talk to everybody, when you talk to Bishojo Boy Morgana, it's Morgana's voice. When it's just like
Morgana's voice. Absolutely.
So I was thinking like, oh, he realized, so his voice is turning back, but the final cutscene before that happens, it's the Bishojo voice again. I'm like, oh, it was just... It was a swerve. Yeah. They swerved me.
But yeah, other than that, it's just like 10 on 10 game.
Yes.
Hard. This is something that I'll just be like, this is a JRPG that I can recommend to anybody, that I will recommend to anybody. This is probably the perfected version of P5. So it's just like, I'm going to be freaking 50, 60 playing this game, just going back to it, because what's getting better than this? Well, you know, Persona 6 might get better than this, but boy, I don't think you're having a Haru. I don't think you're having a Futaba.
How long do you think until Persona 6? Because you got Scramble, which is seemingly getting a Western release, which, fuck yes, because it is a sequel. It is a sequel.
Canon. Canon.
Give me more.
Yes.
And
more is
me and you are
good.
Both Muso junkies.
Yes.
You're on that One Piece Warriors train, which I need to play. But when Hyrule Warriors was announced, I'm like, Zelda? Dynasty Warriors? Erection? Yes, indeed.
So, Persona 4 came out in around 2008, I believe, 2007, 2008. So it was a nice chunk of time between the two. You know what? Let me check.
Because you figure you got Scramble. Do you think they're going to make a Persona 5 Arena?
Yeah, it was in 2008 it came out. Yeah, so that's about 10 years between the two. Persona 5 is mega popular. So I think that they're going to do everything that they can, because they did Persona Q, which is Persona 3, 4, and 5 characters all doing like this dungeon crawly sort of
yeah, it was
game.
chibi.
Yeah, it's not dubbed, so I don't care. And then they're doing Scramble, which they didn't have a Muso game for Persona 4 or for 3. They did the dancing, which did pretty well. It didn't break any box office, but it wasn't gonna anyway. Yeah, they're definitely gonna do an arena. Okay. They have enough. They have enough people. They have enough fighters. They have enough. They can bring in characters from other games. People's fighting styles are unique enough that you can just go boom, boom, boom. I'm worried about Haru because she has her big old axe, and I don't want her to be too slow. But then you can just go, okay, she can cover that with Milady and her guns. And
are you kidding me? She's going to be slow. It's a giant axe and a grenade launcher. She's going to be a tank.
But Milady has her guns, so she can cover up with that. But anyway, the Persona Arena games, both of them, totally canon. So I will always take. I don't even need it to be canon. I just want more of the characters interacting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my whole thing. I like these characters so much, and I'm just like, I want to see them doing anything. Q, like I said, I like the characters, but I'm a dub man. That Japanese Haru, that ain't my Haru. I like the characters. I want to see like 3, 4, and 5 characters interact, but it's just like not my thing. Dungeon crawling sort of thing. That's all the games. I'm like, not quite. But any sort of thing that I'm mildly interested in, I'm all in. So give me more of these characters, and I'm gonna be there. That's all it is to it.
Okay. So yeah, Persona, the original one came out 2 years ago, correct? Persona 5?
Yes.
So that's 18. So 10 years, you're thinking 2027, 2028.
Oh, boy.
We're almost going to be 40. And we're still going to be such lame-os.
I'm going to be there. The dude that's been composing Persona for the longest time, Meguro Shoji, he's an older gentleman. So I'm just like, maybe crank them games out before he has, an unfortunate COVID-related accident. Wink, wink.
I will make the games. Me, D.A.
So yeah, they're definitely gonna keep pumping out whatever they can. I'm very surprised that they were just like Scramble coming out Western as well, because Persona 5 did great over here. Royals doing really well. The dancing game did fair enough, but the dancing games.
I think they were waiting for Royal.
Yeah. But yeah, canon, give me more canon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Give me more of these characters. Give me a Muso game. I played the demo. That is a crisp, fun game.
Yeah, because all you have to do is change your language on your Switch, right?
You have to change your language and make a Japanese account.
Yes. I'm actually fairly certain too. Like you could just maybe if it's an English account, it won't download. But I know like if you VPN your connection to different countries, like for Netflix, for example, you get that country's listings.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that would work too. I don't know. But yeah, give me Scramble. Give me Persona on Switch. Boy, my work breaks.
Oh boy.
All the Futaba on my work breaks. But yeah.
End of the day, favorite castles, Casino and the new castle.
Yes.
Shido was great. Big ups to Kamoshida. That was I said this back when Persona 5 first came out. I was just like, just the Kamoshida thing, just beginning and end of that. That's like a very good story. You could just end it right there. It'd be a shorter story, but you could just end that and just go. That could be like a demo all of its own. Just like, y'all want more of this? But that's just like a really good story. Just like ups, down, sexual abuse, revenge, redemption, all that stuff. It's like a really good condensed story. I was like, just boom, boom. Story-wise, I think that Kamoshida Castle was the best of all of them.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Just like fun, Casino, Shido, new castle.
That's a big thing too. So like as I started going back and playing the new game plus, like you go through the game and it's just, a natural progression of the story and these characters and what have you. And when you reset that back and you just kind of get shell-shocked by where the characters started.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's such a natural progression to where they end up. And it's just like Ann, for example, by the end of it, she's just kind of like a ditz.
Mm-hmm.
She's like just kind of like a little derpy, but like still, very loving and affectionate. And she's just like kind of cold and callous at the beginning and has this air of like a model, but just that kind of erodes away by the end of it just because she just, is bashful and I don't know, like the
I think what you're saying.
Yeah, and then like Makoto just has
Makoto is just like
stick up her butt.
Class president, I know what you guys are doing. You can't be hanging up out here on the roof. This is out. You can't be up here. No students allowed up here except for Haru, who's just like off camera, just gardening, just quietly to herself. Like, did they say Phantom Thieves? Whatever. None of my business.
The only characters that like don't have as much of a progression is Haru, because of how late she just comes into the game. She is her character.
And she's already a fully fledged character, and she has no flaws. Shut up, Mike. She has nowhere to go because she has nowhere to grow because she's perfect.
I had someone else in my head, but it's kind of it.
Yep,
I was going to say Futaba, but there's the whole thing of them getting her out of her shell.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just kind of Haru. Like, she is who she is, and everybody else, there's a growth period of just them kind of changing for the better. Like, Yusuke at the end is just like, he's still odd, but he's like way more affectionate to where, like, at the beginning, you came. Just utter disdain for Ryuji and Joker. And like Sojiro, holy shit, Sojiro.
Oh yeah.
Or at the end of it, he's just like, you saved my daughter's life. Thank you very much. You go back to the beginning. You piece of shit, kid. I'm like, Sojiro, no. What happened?
Yeah,
we were bros.
This game.
I gave you flowers.
You remember that? Oh, that was another universe. What? Yeah, you got all your party members growing and evolving in their own little characters, and then you got all the confidants that are just growing and evolving their own little characters. This is just a really solid game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big ups to Haru, big ups to Milady, big ups to Lucy.
So here's what you need to do.
Oh, also, I told you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I told you that our parties vastly differ because you just went, here are the strategically best characters to have on my team. Yes, I know that An is the best in Magic and she got her healing and stuff. Yes, I know that Ryuji is a big old tank and he's got his physicals. Not on my team. I had Haru because, of course, I had Haru. We're not even playing around with that. I had Yusuke because not only do I like Yusuke, but he had a good balance of offense and magic. He was a little bit stronger in magic. I mean, he was a little bit stronger in physical, but he was still weaker than Ryuji and was physical. But Ryuji's magic was like near nothing. He had the shock damage, but that was about it. But Yusuke had a pretty good amount of magic, and I also had Makoto because not only do I like Makoto and Joanna, which is amazing, but as soon as she lost Joanna, she was off my team. I'll say that. But she was also like a pretty good healer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my team.
I love how just both of us, as soon as you got a fourth member, bye Morgana.
Bye. There's other people that do things better than you. I like Morgana, but it's just like, come on now. But you don't like Zoro, so you were already just like, you just sort of negative on that.
Yeah. So here's what you gotta do now, because I want to have another one of these types of podcasts. Play Nier Automata.
And here's what you gotta do. Play Persona 4.
Sure.
All right.
It's quarantine. I got time. Nier Automata is in my top 10. As a game, as a full package, I like Nier Automata, I think, more than Persona 5. Personally.
Okay, we're gonna have to see about that. BG, do you have Nier Automata? Or was that Gamefly?
Nier Automata on Mike. Why?
I remember Chris playing that. Somewhat Mike. I want to play it.
You don't know what you want to play.
I want to play that. Did I just said I want to play that. You said I don't know what I want to play? What?
You don't.
That.
Because I offered you that months ago.
Yeah, I know, but I was in the middle of something else. I remember
You don't know.
It was something else.
If it's something else, then you literally do not know what it was in the middle of.
It was something.
I know exactly.
It's in the middle of something.
I know exactly what it was, but I'm not going to tell you.
What was it?
No. Remember.
No, I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to be
who
tortured
you
here.
are.
I want to know what it is so I can continue this conversation with BG.
Oh, boy. You've only played like 3 games in the last half year.
I know, Mike. I know.
And a few months ago, there was a particular game that came out.
What was it?
Oh my god.
What?
Every time I'm like, hey, you should play this game, you're like, yeah, I would, but I'm playing this game for the 5th time.
But I'm playing this game for the 5th time.
Oh. I wish you're...
Borderlands.
There you go. God damn it, PG!
Yep, that's what it was. I'm not playing no crap with Borderlands. Come on now.
I don't think a new Borderlands was out.
Oh, I was playing. I think I was on my third playthrough of 3.
It couldn't have been. Not with Nier Automata.
A couple months ago? Absolutely.
It was way more than a couple
Okay,
months ago.
then there was something else there.
No, what I'm saying, it was probably the pre-sequel.
Oh yeah, probably. It was fun. I was gearing myself up for 3.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
Look. I don't like a lot of things, but what I do like, I love. All right.
All right.
But then
Bet.
I offer you so many more things, and you just go, or you literally,
Or I'll listen to you eventually, and then I'll go, crap.
yeah, you'll eventually have to make fun of it for
Yes.
in 8 months.
And that's where the pride thing comes in. Because I gotta come back and go, yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong about Persona 4. It's f***ing amazing. I told you it was f***ing amazing. Yeah, you did.
But if you just listened, it wouldn't be on
It's
it.
not that easy.
It's the same with Evo. My brain. And now you're just slowly going page by page going, oh no, his brain.
Oh no, that hit was a little too hard. Ipo just constantly like, I'ma just rush in and get punched 1,000 times, and I'll punch him once and I'll break his face, and I'm like, no, Ipo, please.
Wow. Wow. Boy.
I will play Nier Automata.
Yeah, just like that. Again, like I've said this 18,000 times on our other podcast, the podcast of stuff. It asks the age-old question of what does it mean to be human. I love the main cast. I love them all. There are some side characters. There's some really like gut-wrenching, sad shit that happens. There's a lot of questions that the game throws at you. Paradigms get like turned on their head. And it's a hack and slash type of action game, which I know you like.
Isn't it from Platinum?
Yes, it is.
All right.
And just how it goes about. It's has the kind of Chrono Trigger thing where the game can end at very, 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 very many different points. Some of the endings are stupid quick, which are funny. But yeah, love that game. Love that game. But yes,
It's like
Persona
25
4
bucks on
definitely
Amazon.
is on the docket for me too.
If I don't own it. Yeah, it looks like I don't.
What other things can we talk about that we could do this on? Definitely do it on Tales games. Dear Lord, could we do it on Tales games?
What?
We're trying to figure out exactly what other games we could do this for. And he mentioned the Tales game, and it's like, well, there's a couple of them that are just like, "Rrr."
Oh yeah, but that's the coin.
How about Mike plays some Danganronpa?
Mike, why don't you play some Danganronpa?
How long is that game?
Those games are not short. You're looking at about 30 hours per. They get longer as they go along.
Oh boy.
30 hours might be a bit excessive.
You think?
No. It depends on how well you do in the trials.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
The
we
trials
could
will
do
be better.
with Ralph Kingdom Hearts.
Hmm.
An entire
And how much you give a
because
shit
reasons
about
of Kingdom Hearts.
and not just going, oh, free time, okay, I'm just gonna meet up with blah 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 and speed through that bush.
Yeah, looking up on how long to beat Danganronpa, the first game, it says main story is about 24 and a half hours.
Okay. Yeah, I think the next one of these that we could do definitely could be Kingdom Hearts. We could talk about that for a very long time.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We did our full-blown 3 talk, but we haven't really talked about Remind as much as we could.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All
we
right.
can rock that out.
Okay. Well, with that, thank you for this extremely long series. So what did we do? We did, so it was like 8 to, this is like 6 hours ish, I think.
I think it was a little over 3 last time, and this one's
Around
2:30,
3.
So yeah, so yeah, about 5.5 hours.
All the editing. Yay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of Because Reasons. Tune in next time, more than likely, for Kingdom Hearts 3, or if BG finally uploads the Genlock episode. We'll see which one happens first.
Yikes.
See you guys.